94 participants. Good evening, everyone. At the moment, we have 94 participants, so that's a lot, and that's really nice. We had a lovely seminar with Katrina a few weeks ago, and you learned a lot about your task of the judge, about the paces, about especially the training skill. And today we will judge several tests. We will do 2 pony riders teams tests and 2 junior tests, the individual test, just to practice with real judging, but then think about what Katrina told you a few weeks ago about the training skill and the quality of the paces. We will do not a whole test immediately, but we will show you about 5 exercises of the test. Then you can write down the marks yourself. You can fill them in the question hub surrounding functionality. Daniel or Josephine or Juliana will explain later. Then you can fill in the marks. We will give you a break. Then we will continue with the test for, again, about 5 or 6 exercises. We will wait and we continue till the end. Then you can fill in your comments and what you want to do. And then we will discuss the whole test after the whole test. So it's all about practicing real judging. And then maybe, Daniel, you can explain how it will work with the video and how participants can give their marks in your environment of Black Horse.
Of course. So you have received an invitation to our system. Hopefully you opened this email and tried the practice competition that we put in for you. Please open this again. You will now find additional competitions that you are supposed to judge. You can see the video in the top right if you press on any of the competitors. And I'll just quickly show you how this should look. Then you can watch the video for yourself for the best possible quality, or we will also, or depending on how this goes, I will share screen. You can see the videos, you can enjoy Maarten's commentary, but then, as Maarten mentioned, we'll make a break. You have to judge on your own, and we will see how well you did. Okay, I will share my screen briefly to show you how this should look for you. You can open this on your phone or on any of the devices that you might have lying around in a browser. Okay, I'm currently logged in under Maarten. And if you open the EEF seminar on the left here, if you don't see this, please press this little button here in the top left to make it show up. You'll have 2 competitions. These 2 practice ones, open any of them and open the rider. On the top right here, you have this little camera symbol, press it, and press play, and you have the video here. You can make it larger by pressing these buttons, or make it full screen with this full screen button, and that is pretty much it. I will, or when I will share my screen later on, I will try to improve the video quality a bit, but the highest quality you can achieve if you open it on your own. Then quickly adding to this, I saw a couple of raised hands in the attendees. Please, instead of raising the hand, write into the chat and we try to get back to you and help you. Now I quickly realized that you were able to peek at Maarten's marks because I shared them on screen. You haven't seen this, so I hand back over to Maarten.
Okay, let's introduce the test. So I will tell which exercises are coming. We have a pony test. It was already in the invitation that we should do the pony team rider test. So I expect that you all are prepared with this test. So we do the first 5 exercises and then we will do a break. Then you can give some comments for yourself or you can fill in the marks. But it's easy if you already give the mark immediately for the next exercise. So we'll have the pony team riders test. Normally that's the first test that pony riders do at a competition. You enter in collected canter, they do a halt in the middle of the center line, they proceed in collected trot, and then you give a mark for XC collected trot, that's exercise number 1. Then you go track to the right, you have R, K, medium trot, and on the short side, collected trot. And please think about that also, that short side should be in that exercise for a mark. You do the shoulder in left, FB, then you do 2 half faulters. After the 2 half faulters left and right, there will be a half pass to the right. Then they have to be straight on G on the center line and a turn at C to the right. And then we will stop the video that everybody has time to fill in your marks. So number 1, exercise 1 to exercise 5. Then we'll do a little break that you can fill in your own marks. I hope that's clear for everyone. Are there questions? Because then if there are no questions, we can start with the video.
So far, I don't see any questions that we need to answer on stream. Mintu sent one, which Josephine is taking care of. So I think we can start. Do you want me to share?
Yes, please, Daniel.
So we are starting with the pony test, correct?
Yeah.
And rider 1. Let me make sure that people cannot immediately see your marks. And then I am starting to share my screen. I'm working on it and optimize for video clips. Here we go. Maarten, let me know when you want me to pause.
Oh, but this is not number 1.
Whoops, did I?
No, it's the other. No, it's not a problem, but we need the first one on the other one.
This one here?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
okay. Perfect.
That's the one.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Entering collected canter. Halt at X. Transition into trot. And then the turn at C, and then this is mark number 1. Now you go R, K, medium trot. Transition to collected trot again, and then also on the short side, the collected trot. So this is exercise number 2. Now we go to exercise number 3, the shoulder in. Two half circles, half faulters, left and right. And the half pass to the right, G on the center line, and a turn at C to the right. And now we can stop the video. Now you have some time to fill in your marks and your remarks, your comments.
I see lots of marks coming in, but let's give people a little bit more time.
Yeah, this is the first test that we do in this seminar, so it's good to, there's someone who says, Josephine is answering, I think. Sophie says, I cannot open the sheets.
Yeah, if you please refresh the question hub. If you still can't see, they will show up after you reload once.
So we give you some time now.
Mm-hmm.
Someone says, I can't find this pony, but it's in the pony test, not with the juniors.
Yes, pony rider 2 it is.
We wait till the questions are answered because this is the first time we do it. And then after the rest of the evening and the coming 2 sessions, it will work smoothly. And everybody knows how it works. No worries about that.
Yes. I see many, or not many, some people asking where these sheets are. Please have another look at your email or go to equestrian-hub.com. In the email, you find the link to Equestrian Hub. Log in with your account, open the show or the seminar on the left, choose the competition and the rider and put your marks in there. We can't recognize marks that are put into the questions and answers. This is not possible for us to follow. And we also want, or probably want, to show you quite exciting charts on where you agreed and where you didn't agree. And in order to do so, we can't sadly take the ones in the comments into consideration. The video quality is best if you open the video for yourself, for your convenience. We will try to, or I will try to continue to share it through Zoom, but the quality is not as good as you open it yourself on your device. Okay, should we continue?
Yeah. So now we continue with exercise number 6 till 11. So first we have a medium walk between C and M. Now we have the half pirouette to the right. Proceeds in medium walk. Then a half pirouette to the left. The pirouette is in collected walk, and after it's medium walk. Then you give a mark for the medium walk from G till S. And then from S to P, you give a mark for the extended walk. From P to F medium walk, transition into trot, and then a mark for the, then it's also in that exercise, the collected trot. And now we stop the video. So now you have exercise number 6 till 11 to fill in.
While you are filling in, please also make sure some of you have selected rider 1 instead, but we started with rider 2. So ideally, please change to rider 2. If you are on rider 1, put your marks in there. We will give you a little bit of extra time again for this. Otherwise, we will get confused. Please also pay especially close attention to which exercise you give which mark. I see some of you are ahead of what we have already shown, or you are ahead because you watched the video on your own. Then this is all good and great. We will see in a bit if you agree with the others. Maarten, do you want to continue or wait a little longer?
Yeah, we can continue in the first, wait a second, because we start immediately, the exercise is already started. It's shoulder in right, on the long side from K to E. Then we have two half volters, right and left, half pass to the left in trot, G on the center line and track to the left. Then on the diagonal, an extended trot, and then the transitions for the start of the into extended trot and the transition back from extended trot to collected trot, and then we stop the video after the transition. Now on the diagonal, the extended trot, the transition into extended trot from collected, and the transition back from extended trot into collected trot. And now we stop the video. And now we give you time for exercise number 12 till exercise number 16. Yeah, I think it's time enough. Then we can continue. Wait a second. We have, wait a sec. Oh, sorry. We have a halt and transition into halt and immobility. Then rein back for 5 steps and immediately transition into the collected canter. Then it's K, H, extended canter, and at H, collected canter. The transitions from collected into extended and back from extended to collected. Then half volter, 10 meters return to the track at S and the counter canter, and after the counter canter, the simple change of leg and the collected canter on the short side, and then we will stop the video. So we will go to exercise number 17 till 21. Yeah, and now you can stop the video. Now you have time for exercise number 17 till 21. Okay, we will continue. Now we have exercise number 22 till 25. Give and retake the reins. That was also shown by Katrina last time. Counter canter, the simple change of leg, the half fold to right, and the simple change of leg on the center line, and the half fold to left, and then we will stop. So exercise number 22 till 25. Yeah, we will stop the video now. Good. So time for exercise 22 till 25. Good, maybe you can go a bit backwards with the video because it's already in the medium canter and exercise number. Now we will do the last 3 exercises of the test. So medium canter from S to V and the transition into collected canter. Then there will be 2 half faulters again with a simple change of leg and the halt at the center line and the salute. So 26 till 28. Medium canter, the 2 half faulters, the simple change of leg via walk. So now you can give the marks 26, 27, and 28. And don't forget to give a mark on the bottom of the protocol for the general impression. So you give a general mark, overall mark, for the harmonious presentation of the rider-horse combination, the rider's position and seat, and the discrete and effectiveness influence of the aids. There you give also a mark for the general impression of the whole test. So I think everyone is done. So then we go back to exercise number 1 of the test, and then we will stop after every exercise. I will give my mark with the comments, and then you can see if it comes close to your own mark, and then you can ask questions. We cannot, we have 100, exactly 100 participants, so we cannot have 100 questions of all of you after every exercise, because then we will continue till early morning, I think. But if there are really big differences in your opinion and my opinion, then of course we can discuss. And Katrina is there, so I'm also very happy if Katrina has something to add, of course. So entering collected canter, you look for the quality of the paces, you look for the quality of transition into halt. If it's straight, you look to the transition into halt and the transition out. You look to the contact and how the pole is. And now we stop the video. The transitions were nice. The horse was quite nice straight in. That's really nice to see.
Yeah, what you see here is the distribution of marks from all of you for this exercise. One gave a 0. I think this was just as to fill in a mark. I think we can disregard this. Other than that, we have marks from 5 to 8, with most people thinking it should be a 7 or a 6.5. What is the correct mark?
Yeah, so that's good to see that everybody is quite close. I did give a 7, and because the pony was straight, she had nice transitions into the halt and was nicely out. Also, the turn was nice, but it was not a higher mark because you saw that the pony lost a bit of balance, and especially the pony was wide behind, could have more balance on the hind legs. So that's why it's not a higher mark than a 7. Yeah, then we go to exercise number 2. Medium trot. Transition into collected trot and the collected trot on the short side. Yeah, let's have a look. So
these are your marks again. From 6 to 8.5, most people gave a 7.5.
Yeah, I did give 8 because the horse had very good impulse. There was really lengthening of the stride. He stayed really collect. There was a nice transition back from the medium trot to collected trot. And also the horse really showed collection in the trot at the short side. Do you have something to add, Katrina?
Yes, no, I fully agree. I just want to add that it is very important that we look at the short side as well, because that gives us the idea of the transition. And this pony has shown a very natural cadence at the short side, so I would agree to the 8.
Yeah. Yeah, so 7.5, that's close to 8, but if you are lower than 7.5, it's too low for this high quality medium trot and a nice transition and the quality of the collected trot. Then we go to, sorry?
Maarten, one question reached us questioning that the corner wasn't maybe shown deeply enough and that the neck frame might not be good enough.
No, it was really collected and the paw was high enough. What I liked that the pony was more length, it showed lengthening of the frame, was really collected back, and the paw was really higher in the collected trot. So the pony really showed collection on the short side.
There is another question that the pony did not overtrack enough, but I could not agree. I think the pony was overtracking.
Yeah, the pony was overtracking, and remember, this is medium trot, so there has to be a difference with the extended trot that will come later in the test, and then we want to see a difference with the lengthening of the steps with medium trot and extended trot. So let's see later on. So we go to shoulder in left. So you look to the regularity, quality of the trot, the bend and the angle. Yeah, you can stop the video. Let's see. I cannot see the bottom of the sheet, Daniel. Maybe you can tell what the 29?
Sure. Of course. So the marks are between a 6 and an 8, but very consistently people gave a 7.
Yeah. I think I gave 7.5. I can also understand the 7 because you can have a bit more. The angle is correct. The rhythm is correct. He can have a bit more bending and even a bit more collection. He was on the short side, nice collected. So I gave a 7.5, but I can also understand the 7. But I gave 7.5. Katrina?
Yes, me too, because we have also to look what is possible in a pony test. And this was, as I said before, a very nicely cadenced pony. All the criteria were fulfilled, the angle, the bend, whatever. And in addition, there was a nice contact and a nice cadence. So I would love to have a 7.5 because I know many other ponies are running and then we have a 6.5, which wouldn't make enough difference to a 7.
Yeah, clear. Then we go to the 2 half vaulters. Good, let's see the marks.
So these are between a 6 and an 8. As you can see, most people gave a 7.
Yeah, I can explain why. I gave a 7, and I can tell you why. Because you can give it. I can understand the 8, but I went down because maybe the pony can be a bit more uphill. She helped in one step. She did a half vault to keep the pony a bit uphill. But I gave 7 because she was not really precise with her vaulters. It was almost an S. And then you stay longer on the center line. With 2 vaulters, you don't stay that long at the center line. That's why I didn't give 8, because we also want accurate and precise riding. So I give a 7 because she stayed, in my opinion, quite long at the center line. And then it's almost an S instead of 2 half vaulters, what is required in the test. Katrina?
Yeah, I want to mention it's not only that we are so keen on them keeping the line, but it changes the degree of difficulty. When they stay on the center line for 6, 7, 8 meters, it is much easier to prepare the new flexion and the new bend. And you will see it quite often also in the children classes that they do this half vault is by far too big to gain time on the center line. Sometimes they do it 10, 12 meters from each side to the other. And that's a question of making their lives easy. Maybe they don't know, certainly they don't know better, but many of them do. And I think we have to educate them a little.
Yeah. So after the 2 half vaults, we go to the half pass to the right at G, straight on the center line, and then the turn. Good, we go and we stop, and then we can see.
Okay, this was between a 6.5 and an 8. Only 2 8s though, but 24 people gave a 7.5. And also, I see some of you waiting for Maarten's and Katrina's explanation and then giving this mark. This is cheating. Please do it before.
Yeah, please do it before. It's just, we are training. We are not testing you. We look at the videos, we discuss, you're training yourself. So don't cheat, just fill in your marks. And then you can also get a feeling if you are maybe a bit too high or too low. It's not a problem. It's a course, you're in a learning process. So it's not a problem to make mistakes. You can just see if you have to go a bit higher or a bit lower. If you give your mark after, then you don't have that learning experience. So please do it before. For the half pass, I did give it 7.5 because I like the pony a bit more collected in that half. It lost a bit of collection. Katrina? We don't hear you.
Yes, I fully agree.
Yeah, thank you. Then we go to the medium walk. Between C and M, medium walk. So you have to watch carefully. And the turn right. Yeah. Let's see to the at the marks.
This is between a 6 and an 8. Most people gave a 7.
Yeah. I give an 8 because the pony is really relaxed. And she decided to show already immediately a good bigger step in the transition, because it's also about that you want in the transition after trot that the first steps in the walk are already relaxed and are already bigger than in a normal collected walk. And the pony was really over the back and nice, relaxed. That's why I did give it 8.
For me, it had been a little less, to be honest, because she is, at the beginning, she is lengthening the neck already. I think when it comes to higher classes, we must really make a difference between medium walk and extended walk. So later it was better, but I would have stayed at 7.5 because at the beginning, the neck was a little too long, and medium walk means only opening the frame.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I give the 8 because of relaxation, but I can totally, totally agree.
And we don't.
Then we go to the pirouette. So it's medium walk, and in the pirouette it's collected walk. Good. Let's see the marks.
The marks are ranging from a 5.5 to an 8.
Okay, I gave a 7. The rhythm is correct, stays correct, but I like the pirouette a bit more centered, somewhat smaller, and the pony is dropping the pole a bit. I like to see that the pony really stays up with the pole, but that's why I gave a 7. Katrina?
I agree. I only want to point out, if you judge this, it is really a difficult, very difficult movement, because you see the medium walk, as Maarten has described. Then within 2 or 3 steps, you have to collect the pony, because a walk pirouette is from collected walk. Otherwise, it would be a turn of the on the haunches. And then immediately, the pony has to show medium walk for a couple of meters and then collect again. It is really going forward, backwards. And this is, if it's correctly written, it needs high marks. And so have a look at this, how it was meant to be.
Yeah. We go to the second. We go to the second walk pirouette.
Let me just quickly interrupt you with one question, which was, is loss of contact correctly phrased?
There was loss of contact. I didn't see, there was a loss of contact in the transition, the first medium walk, but not in the walk pirouette.
Okay, that was for the transition to walk.
Yeah, maybe for the transition. Maybe it was more early, and Katrina already explained.
Good.
Then so we go to the second walk pirouette to the left. Good, let's see.
This is between 6 and 8 again.
Yeah. Yeah, this could also be the horse stays nice in the rhythm. That's very important in the collected walk. The pirouette can be a bit smaller. The contact can be a bit more steady in the nose, maybe a bit more in front. He was already a bit tight in the neck, so this could be 6.5 to 7.
And the flexion could have been a little clearer.
Yeah, true. Then we go to the medium walk. Good, let's see the marks.
And this is between 6.5 to 8. Most people have a 7.
Yeah. Yeah, this can be 7.75. For me, not an 8, then I would like to see a bit more over track, a bit more steady in the contact. Then we go to the extended walk. Yeah, can stop. You can see really what's good in this is your pony is really relaxed. He's over the back, he's following, he's stretching to the bits. But I would like to see more difference with medium walk. maybe a bit more active, and I would underline, if you have the protocol, I would underline overtrack, because you would like to see more difference with the medium and the extended walk, and then he can have more overtrack, more difference with the medium. Still a good quality walk, so it can be around 7 till 7.5.
Yeah, people agree. They also gave a 7, although one gave a 6 and one an 8.5.
Then we go to the medium walk and the transition into trot. And here you have to wait for your mark till the short side, and now we stop, yeah? Let's see what the candidates have.
This is between a 6 and an 8.5 again.
Yeah. I gave a 7 because I liked the pony to have a bit more relaxed before the transition. Pony was a bit tense in the last walk steps before the transition. That's why I gave a 7. Good, shoulder in right. Good, we can see.
This is between a 6 and an 8, most people with the 7.5.
Yeah. It's a bit the same as we saw in the first shoulder in. Pony is really correct, but he can have a bit more bending and collection, so it can be around 7.75. Katrina?
Yeah, fully agree.
Yeah. So we go to both half vaulters. Let's see for the marks.
This is 6.5 to 8. Most people gave a 7.
Yeah, I also gave a 7 because he lost a bit of impulsion. It was correct. And again, he stayed not so long as the first time, but again, he stayed quite long at the center line. For me, it was a 7.
And I think in general, he has slight problems with the flexion and the bend to the left. We saw it in the walk pirouette, and also here the vault, the second vault was a little less bend than in the first.
True. That's difference. Yeah, it's always good to look at if the horse is equally bent at both sides.
Mm-hmm.
The half pass. Good, let's see.
6 to 8.
Yeah. Most are 7s of 7.5s. I would give it 7.5 because the pony stayed nice in the rhythm, good collected. At the end, he lost a bit of bending. I would like to keep the bending till the end. And it was a bit of a pity that the rider was not totally with the pony. She was sitting with her weight a bit to the other side. But for me, still, it was a 7.5. Katrina?
Yeah, may I mention in general, this is really a quality pony. I think everybody would love to have this pony. And I'm struggling a little bit with the 6s and 6.5s, because what do you do with the others? If you already start with 6s here with such a quality pony, who does not do any really big mistake? It's normally it flows and it's nice, and you can discuss, is it a 7, 7.5, is it an 8? But 6 I have problems with, just to mention.
Yeah, I agree. Then you end up way too low with other average quality ponies.
Yeah.
Good, we go to the extended trot. And we also look at the transitions, and then we stop after. Yeah. Extended trot, let's see.
So this was between a 6. One person gave a 6 and one person gave an 8.5, but the overwhelming majority gave 8.
I totally agree with the overwhelming majority. The pony showed really difference with the medium trot. He showed more impulsion. He was more active than in the medium trot, and he showed a good hind leg, good transitions. The transition at the end, the transition back to collected trot, could be a bit more defined for me. So that's why I gave a 7 for the transitions and an 8 for the medium trot. Extended trot.
Yeah, transitions, most people gave us 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, between 6 and 8 again.
Yeah.
Ready to continue?
Yeah, we go to the halt, the 5-step frame back and the transition immediately into canter. Good. We saw correct and nice transitions. The rein back was clear in diagonal. In the last part of the rein back, he dropped the pole a bit. It was a bit behind the vertical. Could be more uphill, but he was really diagonal, smooth transitions. So I would still give an 8 here. Let's see what the participants did. Majority gave 8 or to 7.5.
Yeah, but
also 9. To be honest, I could agree more with the 9 than with the 6. The 6 is really too low because the halt is correct. The transitions into a halt and into the canter again are really correct. It's not for me. It's not a 9 because he dropped the pole. He was slightly behind the vertical in the last part of the rein back, but still a very high mark with the 8. Katrina?
Yeah, I agree to the 8. There was one step from the rein back into the canter, one step in between. That's why I wouldn't go above an 8. But the rein back was exemplarily diagonal and very fluent. And so I think an 8 is fine.
Yeah. We go to extended canter and the transition into the extended canter and back. Good. Let's see what the participants do.
And this is between a 6 and an 8. Most people gave a 7 for the extended canter.
Yeah, I would give a 7.5. I would like to be a bit more impulsion, but still a nice extension. I would go a bit lower with the transition because she showed clear transition from collected trot into extended trot. And then the transition back was not so clearly defined and it took a bit too long. So that's why I would like to have a bit more defined transition at H. And that's why I stayed at a 7.
Yeah.
And then a 7.5 for the extension.
Most people also gave a 7 for the transition. 31, in fact.
Yeah. Then we have the half vault return to the track at S and the counter canter. And then we also show the simple change. Yeah. Let's see.
So this is the counter canter. If it loads, here we are. One person gave a 6, 2 a 6.5, many a 7, and up to an 8.
Yeah, I also gave a 7 because you would like to see more collection in the canter because he's a bit not so collected as you would like to be. And then in the simple change, I gave a 7. Also because you would like, because in the simple change, you really have to take into account what the quality of the canter is before and after the walk. The walk is quite correct, but you would like to see a bit more collection. So I also gave a 7 for the simple change of leg.
Yeah, simple change received marks between a 5.5 and an 8.
Yeah. And then we go to the give and retake the reins. It was also showed by Katrina. Maybe you can explain again because you showed some examples last time, Katrina. The pony needs to stay in a nice steady contact, but the hands, you don't want the hands that go too high.
I'm not quite sure whether she didn't cheat a little bit. The hands were very high.
Yeah, that's.
I would go below a 7. I would maybe give a 6 and show it because when we looked whether the contact was really broken, which is difficult when you judge. But if here on the video, if you look, I had the feeling she showed more the hands than giving up the contact.
Yeah, and her hands were quite high. Yeah. Then we go to the counter canter, and again, also the simple change of leg. It's easy to do both in the video.
In here.
Good. The counter canter could be around 6.5 to 7 because he really lost jump in the corner, and a simple change of leg. Again, you want a bit more jump and collection in the canter before and after the walk. The walk itself is correct, so I would give a 7 for that simple change. Are there questions? No, let's see.
And simple change received marks between a 5 and an 8.5. Interestingly enough, while the participants agreed quite a bit in trot and walk, in canter, the spread tends to be significantly higher.
Can we see it again? Just maybe the give and retake the reins and the counter canter and the change, just because here are some questions.
Okay.
I think it's difficult to say whether she broke the contact or not.
Yeah.
At least she pretended.
Yeah, but her hands are too high.
But these are 5 very clear walk steps, very clear in rhythm. So I would not doubt that the change was okay. I would have a 7 for the change.
Yeah, that's what we had. Yeah.
But because
there was a question about.
Then you said
okay.
there were questions about the giving up the contact and.
No, the walk is really clear, and it's really 5 steps. The problem that we don't go that high because the pony, sorry, it's not a horse, it's a pony, can have a bit more jump in the canter. He loses some jump in the canter in the corners.
No, but then you said there were 5s for the simple change, and that is what I don't see a reason.
That's really too low because it's a very difficult exercise. And it also, if you have correct simple changes in the pony test, it makes a lot of difference also for the total, the score at the end, and the ranking. So it tells a lot about, is the horse relaxed enough in the walk? Is the horse collected enough to do proper transition? So it shows, you can see a lot of quality things you can see in that exercise. We go to the half fold left and right with a simple change in between. Let's see the marks.
This is between a 5 and an 8.
5 for me is really too low. I gave an 8. Again, you would like to see maybe a bit more jumping canter, but it's really correct. Well-prepared transition, relaxed in the walk. That's really, for many ponies, difficult to keep the right rhythm and relaxation in the walk step. There were clearly 5 steps, nice transition. He stayed steady in the contact. So for me, it's an 8. Katrina?
I agree, but what I mentioned last time is we have simple movements and we have very complex movements, and this is a very complex movement with a quality of canter, having to stay the same on both reins, with a transition to walk, with a clear walk, with another clear transition into canter. So there are 5 parts of it, and when a pony does it as nicely as we have just seen, it must be minimum a 7 in my opinion, because the quality of canter is one part. The transitions are another part. So we have to take all of this into account. The stress is on, the focus is on the simple change, but the other things also count.
Yeah, true. Then we go to the medium canter from S to V. Let's see the marks.
Again, between a 5 and an 8.
Yeah, maybe. I give an 8 because for me it's really correct. You don't ask an extended canter, you ask a medium canter. The pony stays straight. he really lengthened the steps and comes back, and the rhythm is nice.
Maybe he should have been a little more shoulder 4. I would have had a little problem with an 8 because I think he was drifting a little more to the outside in the second part. And
let's see it again. Let's see it again. That's good to see, to watch again.
yeah. Yeah, maybe the legs are straighter, but I would have liked the pony to be a little more shoulder 4.
Yeah, I agree. The hind leg is slightly getting in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we do again half halters with a simple change. Let's see the marks.
6 to 8.
Yeah. For this one, I have the last one. It was really good with really 5 steps. Now I would go slightly lower for 7.5 because now he had 1 step too many, and he could have been maybe a bit straighter in the walk, but still a high mark, but not so high as the other one. But just because that was really correct 5 steps, and now she did 6 walk steps. So, but I still would give a high mark.
Me too, but the transition into the walk could have been a little clearer.
Yeah.
The first, but still good pony.
And the halt. Good, let's see the marks.
6 to 8 again. Most people gave a 6.5.
Yeah, I gave a 7 because the transition into halt is really nice. You like to have a bit more balance, and he's a bit wide behind in the halt. That's why the mark is not higher. And then I would like to see what the general impression marks are.
Yeah.
3 people gave a 6.5, then a couple of 14 sevens. 30 people gave a 7.5 and 9 gave an 8.
Yeah. I gave an 8 because, and I would also put the comments for general impression. It's really correct and a consistent test. It's nice and precise riding. It is an harmonious ride. Sometimes we made the remark that he could a bit more jump in canter and stay maybe a bit more uphill in walk, but it's really well ridden. So if you give this high quality test with a high quality pony and harmonious riding, a 7 for me, it would be too low. So I give an 8. I can imagine 7.5, but it should be around 7.5, 8 because it's really high quality test. An harmonious test with nice contact. Katrina?
Yeah, I fully agree. And even if we criticize things, we should never forget we are still 20% away from the optimum. So
Yeah.
that means an 8 is still 20% missing.
Yeah.
But I would also definitely
I give an 8 because we really have to focus on was this an harmonious test or not. It was a quiet seat, it was soft riding, it was nice, steady contact, so an harmonious presentation. That's what we would like to see.
Could you maybe also address, you gave a 73.7, which compared to your participants here is on the much higher end. We have scores between a 64 and a 74, I believe I just saw from one of the participants. That is a high range.
Yeah. I think everyone who has 70 or above are quite correct. If you are with this high quality pony and good riding, if you are below 17, then you are at the moment, but you are just starting judging now online, you are really too low. Then you have to be a bit less strict, focus more on the good parts of the exercise and not only on the things that can be even a bit better. Yeah?
Good.
Good. We do another pony test. We do 2 pony tests.
I'm switching. Okay, I am almost ready here.
No worries.
Okay. For everyone joining in Equestrian Hub, please go back to the competition. You can press all the way in the top on it and select Rider 1 now. Rider 1 it is. If you are joining via eScribe, please do the same. Go back to competitions or back to competitors and choose Rider 1. Then I believe everyone is ready. Let me know when to start.
Yeah, we know the test now a bit, because it was the first time we did the pony test. Now we do the first exercises, entering, halt, and the transition. We do first 5 exercises, and I will tell what the exercises will be, and we stop after exercise 5. So entering collected canter, the halt, the immobility, the salute, transition into collected trot. Oh, and then a lot is happening. This is exercise 1 after the turn. Now the medium trot and the collected trot at the short side. The shoulder in to the left. The 2 volters. Then the half pass after. And just after C, we stop the video after the turn. Yeah, stop. Good. So now you can fill in the first 5 exercises.
For the ones that by accident scored Rider 1 before and you confirmed the scores, Juliane exported them for you and cleared it. So if you reload once, your scores should be gone again and you can give the marks again. If not, if you haven't sent them yet, you can just overwrite them.
Good. I hope that everyone is ready with the first 5 exercises. Then we continue with exercise 6 till 11. The medium walk from C to M, is it short? You have to really pay attention to that. Turn to the right. The 2 walk pirouettes. Medium walk, and after the extended walk, transition into medium walk, and then the transition into trot. And then you watch at the collected trot at the short side. And then at K, just before K, we stop the video. Yeah. Now you have time to give marks for exercise 6 to 11. think we can continue. We go to exercise 12 to 16. So the shoulder in, both half halters. The half pass. The transition into extended trot, the extended trot itself, and the transition back. And now we stop the test. Yeah. So exercise number 12 to 16. And we continue. Halt and rein back. Extended canter and the transition towards extended and back to collection. The transitions. The half halter and the counter canter. And then the simple change, and then we stop after the simple change. Yeah, and now we stop. Now you have time to fill in. Exercise number 17 till 22. Good, and we will continue. Give and retake the reins, the counter canter, and the simple change of leg. Two halters within the middle, the simple change of leg, two half halters. And then we stop the video. Oh, sorry, after the.
Yeah, just answer.
Yeah, and now we can stop. Good. Now you have the time to fill in exercise 22 till 25. Good, and then we go to the last 3 exercises, 26 till 28. The medium canter, 2 half faulters with a simple change. Good, and we can stop the video. Now you give the last 3 marks of the test, and then also a mark for the general impression of the whole test. Good, we can go back to the first exercise. And in some time we will lose Katrina because she has some other obligations, eh? Katrina?
Yeah, I'm still here until this pony is finished, until you have a break, and then I have to
Okay, good.
look after my husband.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because for this first halt, there are marks, and I'll let the pony come to the short side, obviously, or around the short side. There are marks between a 2 and a 7. That looks horrible.
That's very interesting.
Not the
I
pony,
could
the
agree.
marks.
Oh yeah, but this is really interesting. If this happens, a 4 is still too high. We really have to be strict. When it's really good, you can go to an 8 or a 9. When it's bad, when it's really insufficient, don't stick to a 4, but go lower. So then you have to go to a 3 or maybe a 2. I gave a 3 because you can see the pony kicks at the spur. Before the halt, there's much resistance, there's really big tension. So we have to clear in giving the message. Katrina?
Yeah, we always have the discussion about a firewall, which means a firewall is a mark below 5. And in this case, this is less than this firewall. And I fully agree, it cannot be a 4, because we should also never forget they have taken away the collective mark for submission. In the past, we had a mark for submission, and now we have to really penalize it in this mark. And also think about at the end for the general impression. So I think a 3 is absolutely the correct mark.
Yeah. Thank you. We continue the medium trot. We try to go a bit quicker than we did in the first test, also because of the time. You stopped the video a bit too early, but that's good, Daniel, because they also have to give the mark for the collected trot at the short side. So that's really good to explain
right.
again. It's good to say. Now you can
Very
stop.
much a mistake.
Now it's not a problem. Now you can stop. Let's see the marks.
The medium trot is between a 4 and an 8. 2 people gave a 4.
That's really low. I would give a 7 because the rhythm is correct. He's really lengthening the stride, but you would like to see more over tracking of the hind legs in the medium trot. So I would give a 7. Then we go to shoulder in. Let's see the marks.
5 to 8, most people gave a 6.5.
Yeah, I would agree with 6, 5 to 7. You like a bit more collection, a bit more bending, but in a way it's still correct.
She has done 4 tracks, which I think is more or less understandable, because if she does exactly these 3 tracks we are looking for at a shoulder in, it's only the judge, in this case at M, who can see it, and all the others will write not enough angle. So I can understand if a writer shows a little more than these exactly 3 tracks. So
yeah, it happens often that they show just a bit more. They're both half halters. Here I would give 6-5 because I like to have a bit more impulse, and especially in the second turn, the contact can be more steady. He's a bit messy with the contact. Let's see the marks of the participants.
5 to 7.5. Most people gave a 7.
Yeah. I would be a bit lower because I want the contact a bit more steady, especially in the second volte.
Here comes a question that the hind legs were crossing in the shoulder in, whether this doesn't bother anyone. I didn't see it so much crossing. I think it was a question of angle.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah. So the half pass. Let's see the marks. So most gave 7.
Correct.
Yeah, I also would give a 7. It's quite a correct half pass. Again, you would like to see not as much as in the second volte, but you'd like to see the contact a bit more steady. Let's see the medium walk.
One second. Medium walk. Medium walk. 5 to 8. Most people gave a 7.
Yeah, I would be a bit lower because I would like the pony to be more through in the connection. Sorry, in the transition. A bit more supple, and the notes can be more out for me. Katrina?
I agree, and I have my doubts whether the rhythm is totally clear. It's clear enough, but not as marching as the pony before.
No, totally agree. We go to the half pirouette. Good, let's see the marks.
5 to 8.
I would be a bit lower because I like the pirouette, walk pirouette, more fluent, and he also has to stay more clear in rhythm, especially in the walk pirouette. So I would give 6 to 6.5, not higher. Then we go to the second walk pirouette. Let's see the marks.
1 second, this is the previous one. 8.
No, that's the second one.
We have marks ranging from a 3 to a 7.5.
Whoa, that's a big spread. Here I would go lower with the mark because you really see it's not one step, it's more than one step that the inside hind leg, the inner hind leg, stays on the ground. So I would give my remark on the protocol stuck behind, and I would give a 4 for this walk. Because you really want to say that the ponies are staying in the correct rhythm in the walk pirouette. That's really one of the most important criteria. Of course, you want also collection, you want quite centered and small pirouette, but it's very important that the pony stays clear in the rhythm in the walk pirouette.
I have sort of a cooking recipe for all the judges. We have 2 possibilities that ponies or horses lose the rhythm in the walk pirouette. This is either they start to become lateral, which sometimes happens in the second part, or they get stuck behind. And I personally I judge when they get stuck once, then it still can be around a 5, maybe 5, but maximum of 5. And if they stuck more than once, in this case, this pony got stuck twice, it must be a 4 maximum.
Yeah.
And the same is with the loss of rhythm, the 4 beat. If it's just in the second part, it can be a 5 still. But if it's all over lateral, so not in 4 beat anymore, then it has to be below 5 or 4 again. So these are the possibilities to lose the rhythm. And I think this is a little bit like a cooking recipe, but when it gets stuck with both legs, it has to be maximum of 4.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a 3. I would rather go to the 3 than to a 5, because
Yeah.
5 is sufficient.
Yeah, I agree. We go to the medium walk. Good, let's see.
Medium walk is between a 5.5 and an 8.
For me, that's quite high. I would say 6.65 because he really is too short in the neck, and you want in the medium walk a bit more length in tray, and he really stays behind the vertical. I would like to see nose really more out in the medium, more lengthening of the frame. Not as much as in the extended, but he stays too short in the neck the whole medium walk. Now we go to extended walk.
Good.
Good, let's see.
5.5 to a 9.
That's a big difference. The pony is really relaxed, and it's nice over the back. For a very high mark, you can even have a bit more ground cover, but I think a 7 to 7.5 is correct. Then we go to the transition from medium walk to collector trot. So here we have 4, sorry.
3.5 to 8.
Yeah, I'm closer to the 3.5 than to the 8 because he can. Yeah, maybe you stopped the video a bit too early.
Yeah, I stopped the
But
video.
he really broke into canter instead of trot. Then for me it should be really a 4 and not higher. She corrected it really quickly, but still it's not sufficient. For me, it's a clear 4. We go to the shoulder in. Yeah, let's see.
This is 4 to 7.5. Only 1 4 though.
Yeah, I would go a bit lower than the first shoulder in because Katrina mentioned already that she was on more tracks than it was required, and now it was even more visible than on the other side. So the angle is a bit too sharp, and you would like to see more bending. So I would stick to 6.5, not higher.
And I want to mention, I looked at whether there is crossing. I think this is a question of the angle of the video. It looks like crossing, but in reality, definitely, if you look from the front, it is not crossing because there was a question what to do if the hind legs are crossing. I don't think they are crossing. It's just we look from the more or less from the front, and so it looks like crossing, but I'm sure they are not.
Yeah, I agree.
Just to mention because there were questions.
Yeah, good to mention.
Of course, it would be a mistake, but I don't think it is in this case.
Yeah. We go to the 2 half halters. Let's see the marks. 6.5 to 7, most of them. Yeah, I agree with 6.5 to 7. You would like to see a bit more. I give 6.5, but you would like to see a bit more impulsion in the in those half halters. But it's quite correct. We go to the half pass. Let's see.
5 to 8.
That's interesting, because you like to see collection and self-carriage in the half pass. This pony lacks a bit of self-carriage, and the biggest problem in this exercise was that the second part of the half pass, he really had problems to keep the same rhythm. He really had rhythm problems. We can see it again. So I would go to a 5, because when you Katrina explained really clearly last week the scale of training, the Skala der Ausbildung, and the fundament of the scale of training is rhythm. And there you can see that the pony didn't stay in the rhythm. So maybe we can see it again. It's a loss of balance, and then he is not able to keep the rhythm.
And in addition, he didn't arrive where he was supposed to arrive, which means G. So many riders cheat a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. But that's good to mention. Many riders do the line a bit more steep than it's written in the test, and then the half pass line looks more impressive because they are crossing more. But it's not like it is required in the test, and we have to take that into consideration in our mark.
This could have been also the reason that she was too steep and the pony couldn't balance it. I don't think the pony has problems with the leg, but couldn't balance the steepness, which was more than required.
Yeah. We go to the extended trot and the transitions. Two extended trot and back to collection. Good, let's see the marks.
This is 6 to 8.
Yeah, most of them had 7. I also had 7. You like a bit more, the hocks are a bit out, you like a bit more over tracking, but in a way it's correct and the rhythm stays the same. Rhythm is correct, it's really lengthening, but you like a bit more over track. And then in the transitions, I also gave a 7. You would like a more steady contact in the transition. Then we go to the halt and the rein back. Good, let's see the marks.
Oh, this is 3 to 8. The 3 is an outlier though.
Yeah. Yeah, I would give a 7. You, of course, the halt can be more square and maybe you can a bit more active, but the rhythm is clear diagonal and the transition into and out are quite supple and well prepared and through. So I would give a 7 to this. Katrina?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
But that's important that we gave a higher mark for the pony before. When we have given an 8 for the first pony, for the good rein back, then we can go to a 7 here. If we had not given enough marks to the first pony, we had to stay below. That's so important to give a good mark when you see something good.
Yeah, I totally agree. Extended canter and the transitions. Good, let's see the marks. Extended canter, 18.
This was 6 to 8.
Yeah.
And the transition is 5 to 8. Most people are 7.
Yeah. I would give a 7.5 for this extended canter. The pony can be a bit more over the back, but he has a nice jump. He really shows ground cover. It's active. And the transitions are, it's nice into extended canter, but the collection at the marker H can be a bit more defined. And then he loses a bit of rhythm in that transition. So for me, more defined at H, so a 7 for the transition and a 7.5 for extended canter. Let's go to the half vaulter and the counter canter.
This is 6 to 8, most people with a 7.
I totally agree with the 7. He can have a bit more jump and he can be a bit more straight in the counter canter. Simple change of leg at H. Good, let's see. 21.
5.5 to 8.
Yeah, I would go a bit lower. I would say with a 6 or 6.5 because the transition is really early and we want 3 to 5 clear walk steps. And the walk is really clear, but he does too many walk steps. He does 6 walk steps and then you're avoiding the difficulty a bit. So I would go a bit lower because of that. Then the give and retake the reins. Let's see the marks.
5 to 8.
Most give 7. Then I ask the question again to Katrina. Is he cheating or is he not cheating?
It was difficult for me to see because the video was very slow in this very moment. I think it was a little better than the other one, but I couldn't. Maybe I can see it now.
Yeah.
I think it's a little better.
It's a little better, but
At least the hands are not so high. And
yeah, I would stay with a 7, not higher, because the contact is nice and it stays correct, but the pony can keep a bit more jump in the canter during that exercise. So 7 is correct for me.
Mm-hmm.
Counter canter and the simple change of leg.
Counter canter is 6 to 8, with most people giving a 7. And the simple change is not looking as promising. It's a 4 to an 8.
Yeah, can we, before I say something, can we see that the simple change again? So the counter canter I would give 7 and the pony can be a bit more jump, but let's see the simple change. Yeah, and then the marks for the simple change.
Yep, I'll show it after this one.
Yeah.
And
Good.
here we go. This is 4 to 8, and there's a significant spread between people giving a 5 and 7.5.
Yeah, here it's about the transition. The pony is not really collecting enough before the transition into canter. So she has problems with the transition. You see one trot step before he goes into walk. And then he has then also, if you look at the precision, the simple change of leg is too early and he has way too many walk steps. So I would here go low because and a trot step and not at the marker and too many walk step, I would go to 5. Because with too many walk step and a trot step, she's avoiding the difficulty of this exercise. We go to half vaulters and again a simple change. Let's see the yeah, most of them give 7, but this was much better. Much better than the other one. So we gave 5 now. Now you can give a 7 for this one. Again, you can have a bit more jumping canter, but this was quite correct. And the pony was relaxed in the walk and the good quality rhythm in the walk. Medium canter. Good. Let's see the marks.
5.5 to 8.
Yeah, most of them gave 7. I would also give 7. The pony covers ground, is quite active, but he's a bit tight in the back. He can be more supple over the back for a higher mark. Simple change of leg again. You can see there are many simple changes in this pony test to see if the pony is educated in the right way.
And most of them have a coefficient.
Yeah, 5 to 9.
Yeah, this one was quite correct. Can be 7 to 7.5, not higher, because then you need more jumping canter to get a higher mark. But again, the pony transitions are smooth. The pony is relaxed in walk, because many times you see ponies who are not so relaxed in walk, and the rhythm stays clear. Then we go to the last halt and salute. Good, let's see for the marks for the halt, last halt, transition into a halt.
5 to 7.5.
Yeah, I would go a bit lower. I would not give a 7. I would go to 6 or 6.5, because you can see that the pony needs more balance, and the transition into halt is quite on the forehand. And you want him to carry more weight, that he stays on the hind leg and the pole stays up in the transition into halt. Then I'd like to see the mark for general impression.
Maybe it's a good time to also put in a question that came up a couple of times now. The tail of this pony, is it too active?
Yeah, sometimes you see it, but for me it's not. Sometimes the pony can be a bit more supple over the back, but it's except for the entrance and halt, where he really was kicking at the spur. The rest of the test, you can sometimes you indeed want more suppleness over the back, but he's not protesting with the tail when the rider is using the spur.
Yeah.
Katrina?
Agree. Yeah. He's in general, he's a little more stiff than the pony before in the back, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't see the tail as a resistance.
No.
It is there, not super supple, but okay.
And general impression?
We have 6 to 7.5, but maybe more concerningly, we have a score difference from 55 to 75.
That's a big difference, because when you compare the first one, we had 73 something, and
correct.
This one, you really need quite a big difference between the high quality pony and this pony. And this pony had tension and some mistakes. But if you are near 70 or higher, then it's then the difference between the high quality pony with good rhythm, harmony, supple over the back, then there needs to be much more different. Because here I would mention also, because the combination is quite okay, but in the general comment you can say you have to mention the tension, of course, especially at the beginning. There was some mistakes. The pony, I would mention that you would like more impulsion in the whole test, especially the walk and canter. And I really would mention that you would like the point what you saw, the pony was quite stiff, that she should work on more suppleness with the pony throughout the whole test. That's really important to mention, I think, in the general comment.
No, I fully agree to what you say. And this is what we have to develop, the feeling for the suppleness, for the general picture. And when you are really through and want to judge, 70%, if you like a horse, a pony, which is without many mistakes, and then it has to be 70 and above. And when there were some mistakes, like with this pony, with the changes that didn't fully work and the resistance, it has to be somewhere around 65.
Yeah.
And this is what we have to find out, or maybe even below. This is what we have to find out to get a feeling what is a 65% right, or 70%, 75, 80%, which is close to the Olympics.
Yeah, that's true. And here we had the difference between 374 and 6364, so around 10% difference because of the mistakes and also the quality of writing and lack of suppleness.
Agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your input. Thank you, Katrina.
Good luck and enjoy the evening. He's doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We continue with the last test of today, because we were planning 4 tests, but then we take too much time. So I would suggest that we do one more test. And then we go to the juniors individual test.
Perfect. So in order to do so, please go back to the seminar, the EEF seminar with Maarten, press on it, and then select practice individual competition test juniors. So this is set up as a separate competition.
Can I just interrupt you, Daniel? There are questions. What was the final score for the second pony?
The final score for the second pony was 63.429.
Yeah.
Maybe
and the first pony had
73-ish.
Yeah, so it's about 10% difference. Yeah.
Also, in regards to another question, the marks of Maarten you will receive after the seminar in Equestrian Hub. They will be listed next to your mark. Also the comments, so you can go really deeply into where you differed from Maarten.
And my commands are also visible, Daniel?
Correct.
Yeah, so that's good to know.
Good. Then, do you want to do rider 1 or rider 2?
I don't know which one. Let's start. I don't care. Just start, and then I'll see which one it is.
Okay, I will do so. Let me share. I will just quickly hide the scores, because otherwise you'll cheat. Screen 2. Here we go. Is this the one you want or the other one?
This is totally okay. I will not mention if it's 1 or 2, then people do not know. That's good. That's better even.
Yeah. However, please, I will also not tell you if it's 1 or 2, but please enter the marks.
No, but I will mention. You have to know for the marks, of course.
Yeah, and for the comparison afterwards. So let's say
this is
rider 1.
the one with the higher marks.
Yes. So let's enter the marks and comments completely randomly at rider 1, please.
Yep. And we go a bit quicker.
Sure. Should I leave it running?
Yeah.
Okay. In the real life, we can't ask the rider to please hold 2. So let's go.
Yeah. Entrance and halt. Collected trot. The turn track to the left is in the second exercise, exercise 2. Now we do the medium trot and the transition to collected trot, and also the collected trot at the short side. That's all in exercise number 2. The shoulder in right, exercise number 3. Half falters. And the half pass. Good. And now we stop. Yep. You have some time to give the marks for exercise 1 to 5. it's important if you go a bit quicker that you fill in the right marks, and then the comments can still be in your head. You don't have to write down all the comments. So give priority to giving the marks, the right marks, not the comments. So we continue. Half circle, stretch on the long rein. And retake the reins again. Then on the diagonal, the extended trot, exercise number 7. Good, and then the transitions is a different mark together with the collected trot at the short side. And now a mark for the shoulder in, number 9. 2 half faulters, that's exercise number 10. And a half pass. And straight, and now we stop the video. Good. Now you have some time to fill in the marks, exercise number 6 to 11.
Just as a brief reminder, please fill in the marks at rider 1. Don't fill them in rider 2.
Good, we continue. Exercise, good. The collected walk and a half pirouette to the left. You only give a mark. You see collected walk for the pirouette to the left, and just a few steps before and after. And now after the pirouette, you give a mark separately for the collected walk. And now she goes to extended walk. Now she goes back to collected walk, exercise number 15. Collected walk for short notice to L. And then you give a mark for the collected walk. Half pirouette to the right. And transition into canter. Oh no, sorry, now you stop. You can stop the video here. Yeah. So you give a mark for 12 to 16. Good. We can go. There we go. We need to go. Sorry, we need to go a bit back because after the pirouette, she goes to the proceeds in collected canter. Now, yeah, number 17. Half pass to the right. to X. Flying change at the center line, and then track to the left, that's number 19. Medium canter, number 20, and the transition to collected canter. Then the counter canter immediately after, and the flying change. And after the flying change, we stop. Good, and now we stop. So number 17 till 22. Okay, we continue with the last exercises to the halt. So now it's half fall to right. And a simple change of leg, exactly the same as what's in the pony test. And again, half faulter. Now a half pass to the left. And a flying change at the center line. Number 25 is the flying change. Exercise 26 is extended canter and the transition back to collected canter. Extended canter, transition back. Then after a mark for the counter canter. And the flying change. And then the halt at the center line. And also give a mark for the general impression, please. You have some time now. Good. I hope everyone is ready. Because of the time, I would like to go through the test, and I give my marks and my comments. Daniel was really helpful, and he looked already where we have quite some differences. So I will give my marks and my remarks, and you can see if you are close or not, but we are quite okay in the trot. And the walk part and the PO bands, we have some differences there. So I would suggest, because of the time, that we go more thoroughly in that part, and we go with the rest of the exercise a bit more quickly because of the
Sounds
time.
like a plan.
Yeah, good.
Let's start.
So let's start, and we just continue. Can be a bit more straight. Left hind leg is a bit more to the left, Very good transition, very straight hold, and very square. So, and a bit tension at the entrance, so it still can still be a 7, not higher. Track to the left, medium trot and the transition after. This is really good, a very active hind leg, nice overtracking, nice steady contact, and really good impulsion. So I would give it 8, but then I have in my head, can she show difference with the extended trot? Because she does a lot. Shoulder in. Good. Nice with the tracks. Very good bending. And now she is losing the steady contact a bit. Otherwise, I would give it 8. Now I would give 7.5 because you want a bit more steady contact. The half falters. And the half pass, half falters. Sorry, can you stop it a second? Half falters, again, we have the same. The contact can be more steady, the same as we had in the shoulder in. And now again, this rider again did not really correctly 2 volters. It's 1 volter followed by another volter, and not stay such a long time on the center line, because then it's not 2 volters anymore, then it's an S. You see, she stays quite long, straight at the center. So she's almost showing an S instead of 2 volters. So it's a 7, otherwise it could have been an 8. So it has to be more precise. The half pass, nice crossing, really nice uphill, good collection. Contact can be more steady, so for me 7.5. Not an 8 because the contact can be more steady. Now the stretching. And now he keeps balance, he trots on his own legs. He's really low with the neck. He's really stretching, supple over the back, but not an 8 for me. Then the nose needs to be more out. It's nice that he lowers the neck, but you want the nose a bit more out. Now we go to extended trot. Let's see if we see difference with that medium trot. Really active hind leg, really overtracking. But then he can have a bit more difference. So I gave an 8 for that extended trot. Now I would give 7.5 for this. Sorry, I give an 8 for the medium trot. I would give 7.5 for the extended trot because you want still a bit more difference with the medium trot. Transitions, especially to the end, can be more defined. So I would give a 7 for the transition. Shoulder in left. Really nice on 3 tracks. Much more steady contact than the first one, and really kept bending. I would give an 8 for this one. There you saw some tension. And again, can you stop it a second? You showed some tension. And he shoots again shorter at the center line. It's not an S, 2 volters, and because of that and the tension, I would give a 6 for the 2 half volters. Now we go to the walk. Really look to the walk, because you give a mark for the walk after you give the mark for the pirouette. But you have to take into account the last 2-3 steps from the walk into the walk pirouette itself, and going out. Good. Can we stop here? Maybe we can look at the marks.
So this is between a 5 and an 8.5 for the period.
Yeah.
And then if we check out the collected walk, it's between a 4 and an 8.
Yeah, let's stay with the collected walk. I would like to see the horse more clear in rhythm. You remember that in the session that Katrina did last time, that you want a clear 4-time beat, and then you want that you always see the V at one time. So you want that the hind legs is almost touching the front leg before the front leg moves away, so you have a clear V at every side, and that is not the case. So in the collected walk, he needs to be more clear in rhythm to have a high mark. So I gave 6.5 for the walk, and I gave 6 for the walk pirouette, because if you see there, he loses the rhythm even more than before and after, because he's not really clear in rhythm. But we can look again. You see, the front leg is already almost gone. Before, now he stands. And now you see, maybe we can, can you stop it when I say yes? Do that walk pirouette again.
We try.
Yeah, we try. He's a bit tense. You don't see a clear V, but it's not a 5, eh? It's not that lateral. Now you can see that he's not clear in rhythm. So the both hind legs or both legs on one side to the other are not clear in rhythm. And it's worse in the walk pirouette than in the collected walk itself, because it can be more clear. So I still gave 6.5 for the collected walk, not a 7, because he needs to be more clear. And in the walk pirouette, the rhythm is even not totally correct, not lateral, otherwise it would be a 4. But because it should be a bit more clear, I would still give a 6 and not a 5. Are there questions about that? I would say no questions, so we can continue. Now we go to the extended walk. Good ground cover, stretching to the bit, but then I can see a bit of tension in the hind leg. The hind legs are a bit tensed, not really supple. So I would stick with a 7 because I want more relaxation in the hind leg. I can imagine that people give an 8 because it's active, it's really relaxed, he's really stretching. But the hind leg stays a bit tense and not really relaxed. That's why I would stick with a 7. But I can imagine 7.5 for me would be okay. 8 is quite high. Maybe we can watch it again, the extended walk. Can we watch it again, the extended walk, maybe, Daniel?
Oh, sorry, I have lost screen sharing for some reason.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
Why it popped back up, apologies. So we see it again. Yeah.
No worries, but yeah, leave it, let it go, let it play. Yeah, and now look at the hind leg. It's active, but it's quite tense, the hind leg. It's not really relaxed. It's active, but not really relaxed. So 7 to 7.5, 8 for me is too high. Then you want more relaxation in the hind leg. Then we go to the collected walk. Look to the rhythm. It can be a bit more clear. You see, to the end, and it can be a bit more collected. So again, I gave 6.5 for that collected walk.
Yeah, this received between 5 and 8.
Yeah.
But watch the pirouette.
Yeah, watch the pirouette. Now you saw it really clear. When I like to watch it again. If she comes out of the pirouette, the last 2 steps, he's really not clear in the rhythm. Okay, the pirouette can be more fluent, but look at both left hind legs of left legs. You see, now he's lifting both his left hind legs at the same time. So now he is going out of the rhythm a few steps, not the whole walk pirouette. So it's not a 4, but he's losing the rhythm for some steps. So this would be a 5, not a 4, because then he needs to be lateral the whole time. But it's really good to watch at videos at Clip My Horse with high marks and low marks, because the quality of the walk and the rhythm You need experience to see if it's clear or not.
Yeah, more marks have been between a 4 and an 8.
Yeah, 8 is really too high. 4 is maybe too strict, but I feel more for the 4 because the lack of clarity than for an 8. 8 is for this moment really too high. But that's not a problem. You are learning. You need to learn. You need to watch. You can see that both left legs are lifted at the same time. So then this is a lateral step. And it was not the whole pirouette. It was the second part of the pirouette that he is not clear again. So I would give a 5. If he was that lateral the whole pirouette, then you would give a 4. For me now it's a 5.
We had one more question. This was specifically about the extended walk, but maybe it still fits. What about the contact?
The contact for me was totally okay. He was stretching to the bits. You want more length in frame. You want that he lowers the neck and the nose a bit more out. And this horse was really following the hand of the rider. So that was really correct for me.
Then we continue.
Yeah. Transition into canter can be a bit more relaxed. Sorry, can you stop for a bit? You can have a bit more jump on the short side, but then you also have to take into account if the walk is not that high quality, the transition into canter you have to take into account. If the quality is for an 8 and the transition is nice, you can give a high mark. If the quality of the walk is already not that high, then because the transition is from walk, so you have to take into account the last few steps of the walk into the transition into canter, then you're also a bit lower in the transition. So, and the quality of the walk was not that super, and then he needs to be more relaxed and more fluid in the transition. I gave a 6 for this transition. The half pass to the right. Here he's losing a bit of the 3-time beat. He can have a bit more jump, but still correct. Flying change is really nice off the ground and uphill, but can be more straight. I would still give a 7 because it's really off the ground and really uphill. For a higher mark, the flying change needs to be more straight. Then we go to the medium canter. Good, really good. For a 9, more length in the frame, but still an 8 for the medium canter. Quite active. Counter canter can have a bit more jump. And the flying change, a bit more straight, but really off the ground and uphill. So with more straightness than 8. Now I would give 7.5. Now we have the same exercises with the ponies, the vaulters and the simple change. And now again, he's losing a bit of the 3-time beat. He's not to the 4-time beat, but he loses jump. So 7 to 7.5, not higher because you want more jump. The half pass to the left. Good. Again, he loses a bit of jump, but and he can be more straight out, but he's really collected and uphill, 7 to 7.5. And the flying change is really off the ground. So I would give an 8 for the flying change, uphill and off the ground. It's not a flat flying change. The extended canter. Active hind leg, but he can be a bit more relaxed at the end, and you would like in the extensions, you want a bit more length in the frame, and now he stays almost the same as in collection. So 7 to 7.5, not higher, because of the tension, bit of tension at the end, and more length in the frame. Counter canter, correct, 7. Flying change, 7 to 7.5, can a bit more straight and a bit more relaxed. Now we see the transition to halt. Very good transition, really square, really balanced over 4 legs, and good immobility. A good transition, so 8 for the halt. for the general impression, I would give 7.5, and I would say, well, it's a lovely horse. I would say walk on more rhythm in the collected walk and in the walk pirouettes, more length in frame in the extensions, and some more relaxation. That's to work on. And also, I would like to say always some positive things. The horse shows a nice collection and a really uphill tendency. And that's what I would like to see at this level. So this is really nice. I would give 7.5 for that general impression. Let's see for the questions. Can we go to the total result, Daniel?
Yes, I'm on it. Okay.
The overall percentage that was asked. So my score was 71.7, and we have scores from
68 to 82.
Yeah, and now I can understand where you are coming from, because we had ponies, and the pony test, ponies are smaller and they have very quick movements and a quick trot. This horse shows already a lot of collection, really uphill tendency, and this is a junior test. But for 8, he needs to be more relaxed. For 80%, more clear in the walk. I think that makes the difference to walk. But if you are somewhere between 70 and 73, you are quite okay in the range. If you are below 70, if you have a high around 69, it's okay. If you are lower than 69 and above around 73, then you are quite high. Are there questions about this test, about some exercises? So all of you are quite okay in the trot and the canter, but be careful with the walk. So train yourself, and that's what we will do in the coming session. Train yourself in the walk.
Yeah, we can see that this here, these deeper red ones, this is all walk. Yeah. So walk certainly has the most potential to be improved.
Yeah, and school yourself in walk pirouettes. We will pay attention to that more. So don't look only if the horse is collected and is centered and make a small walk pirouette. Really be sure that also the walk rhythm in the pirouette is correct. So we will stop now for this evening. The coming evening, initially it was planned for May 14, but we already announced the first session a few weeks ago that it changed from Tuesday to Monday 13, so it will be Monday 13. Then we will do another test at junior level, so what we did now, and I would like also pay attention for children tests, because that's a bit different, because you have a technical, you can put your technical glasses on if you are at the short side at the arena, and you can put your artistical of your quality marks if you are at the long side. So it's good to work on that. And then after next time, we will decide what we will do at session 4. Session 4 will be about also small tour, so higher than junior level, what we saw now. So on Prix Saint-Georges and young riders level. And then at the end of session 4, we will also do an online assessment to decide which participants can continue to the practical session, what we will do in August or September. And we will announce it next time, which date it will be.
Before you go, though, in order to make sure that we recorded your attendance, I'll launch a quick poll that you please need to fill out. It's really important that you fill this out. So here we go. This should be on your screen now. And there are 5 questions, very quick to answer. So yeah, don't forget.
I see only 2 questions. I don't see.
Well, then you have to scroll down.
I don't know. I see. It's okay to think that always you should be aware that upper grade needs more strict fewer marks. That's totally, because I can imagine if you're not that experienced, And some of you are not, and that's totally okay, because you are learning, and that's why you do this course. We came from ponies, that's not so collected and a bit hurried. Then you go to juniors, you have horses with bigger steps, but still you have to be strict on a rhythm. We like to see collection. We saw a really nice collection of uphill tendency of that last horse, but it needs to be more clear in the rhythm of the walk. Still, it was only a 5 for the walk pirouette, still 6s for the walk, but you really have to pay attention to that. And the other question, sorry, I cannot, maybe you can read them because I don't.
The other questions aren't attended to us, but this is the sum or the sheet that the participants have to fill out that they participated. So it asks for the first name, family name, national federation, the email, and if they are interested in dressage and or eventing. So currently we have 74 that filled out everything since there are 91 attendees. Let's spend some more minutes together, enjoy the evening, and afterwards we can close it. Other than that, we have, oh, there are other questions and answers coming in, so we might as well address them. Let me read them.
One said, can you repair my mistake in the pony test? I've changed the riders.
Yes, this Juliane has graciously fixed most of them already. We will have another look at this one.
Do we have to judge the second additional test by ourselves?
I would recommend so.
Yeah, I would recommend that. So the second test you can do it slowly in your own time. So there's no stress or hurry about an ending time. And then we will evaluate that test. We will discuss it in the next session on the 13th of May.
Yes, we will go through the summary. We might have a close look how you did. Other than that, lots of people, thank you very much, Maarten. Great job.
Thank you very much. And well, we keep on schooling your eye. That's important. And I look forward to the coming session. Thank you very much and goodbye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.